Attraction has little to do with how much money you make, how you look, or what kind of status you carry. Those things might catch someone's eye for a moment, but they don't hold attention, respect, or long-term interest. What truly draws women in is who you are at your core, the traits you've developed through experience, growth, and self-awareness. When you build inner strength, live with purpose, and carry yourself with quiet confidence, you naturally become more attractive. Qualities like emotional intelligence, self-respect, ambition, and emotional stability are far more powerful than any external asset. These traits speak louder than words. They show a woman that you are grounded, dependable, and deeply connected to yourself. The key is not to pretend or perform. You don't need to fake charm or confidence. Instead, focus on becoming the type of man who actually possesses these qualities. When you shift your energy inward and commit to mastering these internal traits, you'll notice everything begins to change. Women will be drawn to you not because you're chasing them, but because your presence speaks for itself. You've become a man of value, and value always attracts. Confidence without arrogance. Confidence is one of the most attractive traits a man can have, but many misunderstand what real confidence looks like. It's not about being loud, flashy, or trying to dominate every room you walk into. True confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It's quiet, calm, and powerful. Real confidence is the energy you carry when you walk into a room and know you belong there without having to prove it to anyone. It's the way you handle challenges without panic, how you respond under pressure, and the quiet strength you project when things get tough. You don't have to talk about it. People feel it. Arrogance, on the other hand, is often mistaken for confidence, but it's really insecurity in disguise. When a man brags, tries to one-up others, or seeks constant validation, it reveals a lack of inner security. Arrogance repels while true confidence draws people in. Women especially are quick to sense the difference. They are not attracted to a man who constantly needs to prove his worth. They are drawn to the man who already knows it. Building genuine confidence doesn't come from pretending or faking it. It comes from experience, from doing hard things, from taking risks, learning from failure, and pushing through discomfort. Every time you overcome something difficult, no matter how small you grow, those moments build your resilience, which is the foundation of lasting self-assurance. To develop this kind of presence, start by becoming comfortable in silence. You don't always need to speak to be noticed. Let your body language do the talking. Stand tall, make eye contact, and move with purpose. Let your actions speak louder than your words. People are naturally drawn to those who are grounded and self-contained. When you reach the point where you no longer need to seek approval, when your value comes from within and not from what others think, that's when you become truly magnetic. Confidence isn't about being better than anyone else. It's about being secure in who you are without needing to explain it. Master this mindset, and you won't have to chase attraction, it will find you. Emotional intelligence and empathy. Most men overlook this, but emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful traits you can develop. In a world where many are told to hide their emotions, man up, and avoid vulnerability, being in tune with your emotions and hers is what sets you apart. Women don't want a man who is emotionally shut down. They want a man who understands what he feels and can also understand what she feels. Emotional intelligence goes beyond simply recognizing emotions. It's about reading the room, paying attention to tone and body language, and listening for what is not being said. It's the ability to pick up on subtle shifts and to respond with sensitivity and awareness. When you have this skill, you connect with people in a way that feels real, grounded, and safe. Think about a time when someone truly listened to you, not just heard your words, but really understood you. That feeling of being seen and understood, it is exactly what emotional intelligence that allows you to give to others. It's not about fixing anything. It's about being present. Women aren't always looking for solutions. Sometimes they just want to feel heard and supported. This is where most men go wrong. They jump straight into problem solving when a woman shares something emotional. But she's not necessarily asking you to fix it. What she wants is for you to feel it with her, to listen, to acknowledge her emotions without rushing to offer a solution. That kind of presence builds trust, connection, and intimacy. If you want to grow in this area, practice active listening. When she talks, don't interrupt. Don't shift the focus to yourself. Instead, say things like, "That sounds really difficult," or "I hear you." Simple, genuine responses go a long way. When a woman feels emotionally understood, she lets her guard down. She feels safe around you. That emotional safety is the foundation for a strong and lasting bond. And the man who can offer it becomes more than attractive, he becomes unforgettable. Ambition and drive. Ambition is one of the most attractive traits a man can possess, but it's often misunderstood. It's not just about chasing money, luxury, or material success. True ambition is about having a clear sense of purpose, something that drives you forward, gives your life direction, and pushes you to grow into a better version of yourself. Women are naturally drawn to men who have goals, who are motivated, and who refuse to settle for an average life. You don't need to have everything figured out, and you don't have to be wildly successful today. What matters is that you're moving forward, striving for something meaningful, and showing dedication to your path. Think about a time when you set a goal and followed through. Maybe you trained for a marathon, launched a project, or made a personal change that took commitment and effort. That feeling of progress, that inner momentum, that's the spark women feel when they're around an ambitious man. It's not about where you are now, it's about where you're going and who you're becoming. Ambition shows that you're not stagnant. It tells her you won't get stuck in routine or settle into complacency. It signals potential growth and long-term value. When a woman sees that you have something you're working toward, she sees someone she can build with, someone who's investing in the future. You don't need to make grand declarations. Start by setting small, meaningful goals that move you forward. It could be learning a new skill, improving your health, or building a business on the side. The key is to stay focused, consistent, and committed to something bigger than short-term gratification. Your ambition should excite you first. When you're passionate about your journey, that energy naturally inspires the people around you. It creates gravity. People want to be close to someone who's lit up from within, and women especially respond to that drive. Being ambitious doesn't mean being perfect or having all the answers. It means refusing to stay where you are and choosing to move forward one step at a time. And that forward motion, that's what makes you magnetic. Humor and playfulness. Humor is one of the most underrated forms of attraction, yet it is incredibly powerful. But it's not just about telling jokes. It's about being playful, lighthearted, and knowing how to bring joy into a moment, especially when life feels heavy. Women are drawn to men who can make them laugh, not because they expect constant entertainment, but because humor creates a connection. It breaks down barriers, eases tension, and shows that you can handle life without taking everything too seriously. Playfulness is a sign of emotional strength. It tells her that even in the middle of stress, you can stay grounded and bring balance. Think about a time when you turned a tense or awkward situation into something funny. Maybe you made fun of yourself, cracked a clever remark, or just brought a smile to someone's face with a quick observation. That kind of humor is attractive because it shows resilience. It shows that you're comfortable with yourself and not afraid to laugh at life or at your own mistakes. You don't need to be a stand-up comedian. In fact, forced humor often falls flat. What matters is being genuine and in the moment. When you're playful in a natural, relaxed way, it invites others to relax too. It creates a sense of ease and enjoyment, which is something people remember and want more of. Start bringing playfulness into your daily interactions. Tease her, gently joke with confidence, and don't be afraid to let your silly side show. Especially when things are serious, a moment of laughter can make all the difference. It tells her that you can lead with both strength and joy. Women remember how you make them feel. And if you make her feel light, joyful, and alive, she'll want to be around you. Humor is not about performing, it's about presence. When you can blend strength with laughter, charm with playfulness, you become unforgettable. So let your humor flow. Embrace the moment. And remember, a man who makes her smile is a man she won't forget. Stability and dependability. Let's talk about something that doesn't get enough credit in the world of attraction: stability. And no, this isn't just about money. Emotional stability and dependability are traits that make a man stand out in a powerful way. Women want to feel safe, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. They want to know that the man beside them won't fall apart when life gets tough. Stability means you're grounded. You're not constantly reacting, overthinking, or letting emotions control your decisions. Instead, you respond with calm reason and clarity. This kind of presence makes people feel secure around you, especially women. It tells her that when things get difficult, she can count on you not just when it's convenient, but when it truly matters. Dependability is closely tied to stability. It's about being consistent in your actions, keeping your word, and showing up when you say you will. When you're dependable, you're not unpredictable or flaky. You're solid. You're a man of follow-through, and that consistency builds trust, the foundation of any meaningful connection. Think about how attractive it is when someone keeps their promises, manages their responsibilities, and stays composed under pressure. That's what makes you stand out. In a world full of uncertainty, being someone she can rely on becomes a rare and valuable trait. Building stability starts with how you manage your own life. Are your finances in order? Do you have a routine that keeps you grounded? Are you working toward goals in a consistent, focused way? These things don't just improve your life, they send a clear message to others that you've got yourself together. And when you show that you're dependable with your own life, it makes you dependable in relationships too. That's the kind of man a woman feels safe opening up to, trusting and building something real with. In the end, stability is not about perfection. It's about being steady, composed, and reliable through both calm and chaos. Be the man who brings peace into the room, who stays strong when things get hard, and who always follows through. That's the kind of man she never wants to lose. Passion and enthusiasm. Passion is one of the most magnetic traits a man can possess. It's the fire that fuels your actions, your conversations, and your presence. When you are passionate about something, anything, it shows. And that kind of energy draws people in, especially women. But passion isn't limited to big dreams or high-paying careers. It can be anything that makes you feel alive. Whether it's music, fitness, travel writing, or building something with your hands, passion is about being deeply engaged in life. It's the difference between someone who just gets through the day and someone who truly lives it. When a man speaks with excitement about something he loves, it lights him up. His eyes shine, his voice carries more strength, and his presence becomes more dynamic. That spark is contagious. Women feel it and they are naturally drawn to it, not because of the subject itself, but because of the emotion and intensity behind it. Having passion shows that you care about more than just surface-level goals. It tells her you have depth, curiosity, and drive. It signals that you are someone who won't settle for an average life, and that matters more than you might think. Enthusiasm, on the other hand, is how you bring that passion into the world. It's the positive energy you give off when you're engaged, excited, and involved. It makes conversations more interesting, experiences more memorable, and relationships more meaningful. When you live with enthusiasm, people want to be around you. They want to share in that energy. If you're not sure what you're passionate about yet, that's okay. Start by exploring things that interest you. Try new activities, learn a skill, read, travel, create. What matters most is that you're curious and open to discovering what excites you. A passionate man doesn't need to try to impress anyone. His energy speaks for itself. That's what makes him stand out. When you live with purpose and bring enthusiasm into your daily life, you become unforgettable, not because of what you do, but because of how deeply you do it. Mystery and independence. Mystery is a powerful but often overlooked trait. In a world where people constantly share every detail of their lives, mystery stands out. It creates curiosity, and curiosity is one of the strongest forms of attraction. Women are naturally drawn to men who don't reveal everything right away, men who have depth, layers, and a story that unfolds over time. Being mysterious doesn't mean being secretive or playing games. It means you don't feel the need to explain every move or put your entire life on display. You share what matters, but you leave room for her to discover more about you gradually. That unfolding process keeps things interesting and exciting. She wants to keep learning about you because you don't give it all away at once. Mystery is closely tied to independence. A man who has his own life, his own interests, in his own direction, doesn't rely on anyone else for validation. He's not clingy. He's not constantly seeking attention. He's focused, self-sufficient, and at peace in his own space. That independence is magnetic. It tells her that you are a complete person with or without her, and that makes her want to be part of your world. Think about it. When you're fully absorbed in something meaningful, whether it's your work, a hobby, or a goal, you're naturally less focused on being impressive. And yet that's exactly when people are most drawn to you. Why? Because independence signals strength. It shows you're not desperate, you're not chasing, you're living your life with purpose. In relationships, this creates a powerful dynamic. You're not trying to fill a void. You're not putting pressure on her to complete you. You're inviting her into a life that's already rich and fulfilling. That kind of energy makes her feel safe, intrigued, and inspired. So protect your sense of mystery. Hold on to your independence. Let her see that you're not afraid to stand alone and live fully on your own terms. When you carry yourself with quiet confidence and a touch of unpredictability, you become the man who is never boring and always worth chasing. Kindness and compassion. Kindness is one of the most powerful traits a man can possess, yet it is often underestimated. In a world where many people are focused on taking more than they give, genuine kindness sets you apart. But let's be clear, kindness is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is the ability to care for others without losing yourself in the process. Many men confuse being kind with being overly agreeable or always saying yes. True kindness does not mean allowing others to walk all over you. It means treating people with respect, empathy, and patience while still maintaining your own boundaries. A kind man is not afraid to be firm when necessary. He knows how to say no without being cruel and how to be generous without being taken advantage of. Compassion, the ability to understand and care about the feelings of others, is deeply attractive. Women notice how you treat people, especially those who have nothing to offer you in return. When you show up for others with a good heart, when you offer a helping hand without expecting anything back, it reveals a depth of character that is hard to ignore. Think back to a moment when you helped someone, whether it was offering support during a difficult time, giving encouragement, or simply being there. That kind of quiet strength speaks volumes. It shows emotional maturity and builds trust, which is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. But kindness is not just about grand gestures. It is found in the small moments, the way you listen, the patience you show when someone is struggling, the respect you give, even when no one is watching. These daily acts of compassion shape how people experience you. When a man can be strong and kind, at the same time he becomes unforgettable. He creates emotional safety, warmth, and connection. And in a world that often lacks those things, that kind of man is rare. Be kind, not because you want something, but because it is who you are. Let your compassion be a reflection of your strength. And remember, kindness is not just attractive, it is powerful. Physical presence and charisma. Let's be honest. While looks can catch someone's attention, it's your physical presence and charisma that keep it. You don't have to be the best-looking man in the room to be the most attractive. Charisma is not about appearance, it's about energy. It's how you carry yourself, how you move, how you speak, and how you make people feel when you're around them. Charisma is a quiet confidence that draws people in without you having to try too hard. It's found in the way you walk with purpose, the way you hold eye contact, and the way you remain calm under pressure. Women notice this. They're naturally drawn to men who carry themselves with strength, grace, and a sense of self-assurance. Think about a moment when you felt completely in control, confident, focused, and composed. Maybe it was at work, in a conversation, or during a challenge. That version of you is what charisma feels like. And the good news is that it's something you can develop. It's not something you're either born with or not. It's a skill you build through self-awareness and consistency. Start with your body language. Stand tall. Keep your shoulders back. Make eye contact when you speak. Move with purpose rather than hesitation. These small changes can dramatically shift how others perceive you. Pay attention to how you enter a room, how you greet people, and how you use your voice. Speak with clarity and intention. Don't rush your words. Take up space not in a loud or aggressive way, but in a way that says you belong. Taking care of your appearance also matters. You don't need to be flashy but clean. Well-fitting clothes, good hygiene, and taking pride in how you present yourself all send a strong message. You respect yourself. And when you respect yourself, others follow that lead. True charisma isn't about being the center of attention. It's about making people feel your presence without demanding it. It's calm, confident energy that speaks for itself. When you master your physical presence, you don't have to chase attention. It naturally comes to you. Based on the insights shared above, the best advice you can apply to your current life is this: focus on becoming a man of inner strength, not outward performance. Stop worrying about impressing others with money, status, or looks, and start building the kind of character that speaks for itself. Develop quiet confidence by keeping promises to yourself, showing up even when it's uncomfortable, and facing challenges without needing applause. Practice emotional intelligence by listening more than you speak, understanding before reacting, and being present for others without trying to fix everything. Pursue goals that light you up from within, not to prove your worth, but because you value growth and purpose. Build daily routines that bring structure to your life and help you remain grounded even when things get hard. Don't underestimate the power of small acts of kindness. Treat people well, not because you want recognition, but because that's who you choose to be. Let your life have a balance of fire and calm, where you're driven by passion, but steady in presence. Keep your mystery by protecting your energy, your time, and your personal story. Let people get to know you slowly. You are not here to convince anyone. You are here to embody the kind of man you respect. When you live this way, you'll no longer need to chase attraction or approval. It will find you not because you played a part, but because you became the real thing. Every day is a chance to move closer to the man you were meant to be. Choose to rise. Choose to lead yourself. Because once you do, the world, including the right people, will naturally follow your lead.